This is part 4 of a video guide showing how I'm converting an Imperial Guard Deathstrike missile launcher. Since the last step, I've put a bunch of things together. I've reinforced those gaps so that they're now gone. I've also reinforced the gaps all the way down on the other side, and on the bottom as well. I've built up that back portion to cover those holes and gaps. I want to add some rivets to the back here, but I need to get some plastic tubing or something I can cut up that'll match the other sizes. So I put some emblems on it to make it a little more legitimate. Same on the front side there, if you can see that up here. But all in all, the tanks, it's pretty much completed. A few details I still need to add. I've added these up here. I've tried to, make it show it's a little more blending in. Need some more rivets. I also still want to add those things to the side here. To do that, I'll probably be using plastic card. I get my plastic card from Gale Force 9. It costs about 15 bucks for the set. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it's lasted me pretty good. So I've got a bunch of green stuff here, and what I want to do now actually is I've taken apart the missile, and I want to glue it together rather than having it fastened by the screws, because when it's just fastened by screws, you could get a plastic grindy noise when you held it in your hand, because the two sides would be rubbing together. So I'm going to be gluing it together, and then I'm going to be filling in the holes where the screws are with some green stuff. I use an older style Games Workshop plastic glue container. I like the way it dispenses the plastic glue better. Although the tip does get stopped up sometimes. So I've got to punch a hole back through it. To do that, I usually just take some wire or something. Punch a hole through. I'm also getting low on glue, and that doesn't help either. Okay. Alright, so I've got some glue flowing now. A little too much at the start. That's okay. So I'm going to try and put very little amount on the sides here. More so in the center where it can't be seen. Because you don't want the glue spilling out and poking through the seams. You want that as little as you can. It is plastic glue, so it should be able to rub off a little bit. Okay. We got the glue down there. So that should be good enough. Pop that missile top back on. Give it a good pinch. Try and wipe away any excess glue that's coming through the seams. Okay, that's pretty good. So that as that glue's drying, I'm going to fill in these holes. I've mixed up a bunch of green stuff I can use. And I'm just going to fill in the holes very simply. With green stuff. So once I've filled it in, still got some fingerprints on there, so I'll grab my sculpting tool. Try and smooth that out. Another good way to smooth it out is to use a bit of a lubricant, maybe Vaseline or lip chap or whatever you've got. That just helps really smoothen it out. I use water right now, but water won't do it all. To get a really smooth finish, you need some kind of lubricant. So I'm trying to just fill those holes as best I can. Better than having a gap there. Trying to scrape off the excess. And I also want to cover up this name brand. Which shouldn't take too much green stuff. Again, you can use some kind of Vaseline or something to smooth it out. That's pretty good for now. I also want to fill in this gap here at the back because it's kind of big. So I'm probably just going to cover the whole bottom in green stuff. A circle. Try and make a circle in my hands. Just spread it out around the bottom. Sometimes it's easier to smooth it around with your finger for the start, and then try to rid yourself of your fingerprints. There we go. So now we've got the missile ready to go on our Deathstrike here. Tilt up the camera a bit. That's what it's looking like. So I'm assuming my last video, next one, will be my last. I'll have built up the sides here and probably added some rivets. So stay tuned for that.